What's up, YouTube? Well, today I was going to show you how to install the BC coilovers, but I can't find the footage, so I'm just going to walk you through it. If your car's too low and you need a ramp, all you need is a block of wood. You don't need to make any special ramps or anything like that. Get one block of wood, 2x4. If you need to get a little bit higher, slap another one down, hammer it down, that's it. Nothing special. Probably the only thing you need for this job is a 14 or a deep socket 14, 17, 19, deep socket 12, and a hammer. And you'll start off, usually these top strut mounts are 14s. If you end up getting a pretty cheap set of coilovers, they might be 12s. You just take these off and it will be able to lower. And then you'll notice up here, that's where they come down from. And you have two mounting points. You have a 19 and a 17. And then one more below, you have another 19 and 17. You just loosen those out, pop it out, and it'll pull straight down. The thing you want to make sure you do is when you put the next one in, I usually slide it up top and put these bolts in hand tight first. And then what I'll do is I'll get a jack right under the lower control arm and I'll push it up until these bolt holes line up. And then I'll slide them through and then I'll torque these down and then I'll torque these down. I don't actually use a torque wrench. I've done it enough times where I just kind of have a feel for where I believe it should be. For the rears are a bit harder, but if you have a jack under the lower control arm, you could jack it up, and behind here there's a 17, and usually you'll put the 17 wrench on and you'll probably need a hammer to hammer it loose. On top here there's a cap. You need to take this cap off. Once the cap is off, you'll have two 12s, and that's what you need the long 12 for. You'll undo that, you'll be able to slide all the way down, and you'll have to work your way around these arms to be able to get it to come all the way out. You'll put the next one up, and if you put the lower one in first, then jack it up and make sure you're watching when it goes up in those holes. You just slide it up enough to where it holds up in those holes, then you screw those down. That's how you do it with one person. If you have a second person, I just slide it up in there, let them screw that one down, and then I lift the bottom up after. So usually I'll go for a kind of a snug fit. And then after I get the snug fit, I'll go for a really tight fit. And the thing about a wheel with a spacer on it, I'll usually drive it around a little bit, and then I'll go back and check these to make sure they're tight every now and then. What's up, YouTube? As you can see, that install, easy. Even TJ Hunt and his crew can do it. After about 700 miles, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with these BC coilovers. I just moved back from Japan after 13 years, and I have not even heard of BC racing. I've been out of the scene. I had a kid, and so I finally had the ability to put a little money for a car. And I asked around, and everybody said for good, affordable coilovers, go BC racing. They're $1,000 and, well, $995. I got them at Injuku, and they came relatively quickly. The only thing that I would want to say that I wish was improved, which is a minor thing, is the top camber plate on the front. The coating is kind of cheap. It looks like the really cheap China brand coilovers that you get for 500 bucks. It's just, the coating's not really solid. The previous brand I had was the Cusco Comp 2Rs, and those had inverted shocks. I wish those had these as well, but for $995, these things are excellent. They come with the 30 presets. They come halfway hard, halfway soft. It was a little bit too hard for me on driving on the street. I personally, I mean, I'm getting old, so I like a little bit of comfort. So I loosened them up probably about 9 clicks more, and they feel really nice on the street. If you're looking for a set of coilovers, I would definitely recommend BC Racing. I paid for them out of my own pocket, and I would do it again. I have the BR coilovers, not the DR. The DRs just came out after I ordered the BRs, and I think even though I might drift this car, I like the BR. They were a little more street track instead of just track only. I got the 8.6 spring rates, which is a fairly common, or usually the normal spring rates for these. I think it's ridiculous to go super hard on the back or the front. It's really not necessary if you plan on driving it on the street. You could end up just tightening up, the dampening, and it'll give you a nice jarring ride. So if you want to try some coilovers out that are cheap, under $1,000, I definitely would go with the BC Racing. Well, I'll talk to y'all guys next time. Peace.